Hello and welcome back to On The Shelf. So today I have a lot of series that I want to talk about that have actually gone out of print. Some of which I own, but also some of them I really want to own, and for that reason I got really frustrated one day and I thought I'd make a video about it. The idea behind this was to hopefully bring some attention to some really great manga series that people do enjoy and would like to read, and maybe publishers will get wind of this and hopefully give them a reprint. So it's not only to benefit me, but also to benefit you guys, because I already own some of these series and I'd like more people to be able to go out and buy them. So yeah, as with all of the series that I want to talk about in this video, if it's a series that you would also like to see a reprint of, then please share this video, because I think that the only reason and the only way that we're going to get certain manga published or reprinted is if they know there's an interest in it. And I've emailed several times about some of these series and I've probably really harassed publishers, and they always tell me that, you know, thanks for the email, and if we find that a lot of people feel the same way, then there's a chance that they might reprint it. So please guys, you know, get on this and we might get some really great manga out of it. And with that out the way, let's get straight to it. The first series that I think deserves a reprint is one that I've never read, but I think it definitely fits into the category of series that really are my personal taste. So that is Eden, It's an Endless World. This is a series by Hiroki Endo. I don't know a whole lot about this, I just know that it's set in a kind of post-apocalyptic style world, as most of sci-fis are, where a virus has actually infected a lot of the world's population, and it's kind of like the dregs of society trying to rebuild and figure out their place in the world. What really drew me to this series is the artwork. All the artwork that I've seen from Eden, It's an Endless World is absolutely phenomenal. It has a really great art style. There's a lot of detail in there as well. There's really cool kind of mechanical designs as well that I just really vibed with, and I know quite a few people, manga tubers and just in general, that actually own this series, but it never actually got completely printed as well. So that's another reason that I would really love a reprint, and even people who already own it would love a reprint, because we never got the ending of the series, and it's just a travesty whenever that happens. If someone really enjoys something and they can never get the ending without going online and, God forbid, reading some scans, then that's just not the right kind of situation to be in. With that being said, the next series is one that I think there's still quite a lot of copies floating around, but there's definitely certain volumes that are out of print. So that is Bokurano Hours. This is another sci-fi series about a group of kids that end up piloting huge mechanical robots, but there's definitely a massive twist in this that I found out about, and I wish I didn't know, I could go in blind, but it's definitely way more messed up than you think it is at first glance. This was printed initially by Viz Media. The releases were really nice, and I've seen them on people's shelves, and the spines look absolutely fantastic, but I don't want to go out and hunt down all the individual volumes, just because I know that I'm going to struggle to find, I think it's like volume 3 or 5 maybe, and that'll just really put a dampener on the collection as a whole, because I don't want to have to pay out huge vast sums of money, and I don't think anyone does, for one specific volume of manga, and I also don't want an incomplete series sitting on my shelf, because I already have a few and it's quite depressing. Speaking of manga that I have on my shelf that is incomplete, we have the Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service. This is a really great series, and it was really overlooked at the time of release, and Dark Horse unfortunately have just let us down with it twice now, I think. So single volumes end at volume 14, and then they decided that they were going to release the end of the series but only in omnibus format. But from what I've heard recently, they've actually also let the omnibus versions go out of print as well. So they're just really letting us down with this, and I think if more people read it and we harass them a little bit, then we might get something out of it, maybe, because they already seem to be thinking about this series and try trying to do something with it but just failing. Yeah, if you don't know anything about it, I think I've mentioned it before on the channel. It's about some people who can actually speak to the dead and commune with the dead, and it has a really fun art style that is very unique, and it's not something that I've seen a lot in manga as well, and it's definitely worth checking out, but I can't 100% recommend it just now, purely because of the situation that Dark Horse has put us in. Speaking of Dark Horse, here's another series that, you know, I'd really love to be able to buy more of, or to, you know, just be able to read the ending, and that is MPD Psycho, a series that I bought when I was very early into collecting and probably way too young to check out. It's about like a split personality disorder. The main character is a serial killer but also a detective at the same time. It's really cool, it's really violent, I really love these sort of series, and as I said, you know, you can pick up, I think there's about 12 volumes that came out in print, but we never got the ending of the series, and those 12 volumes go for a very, very expensive amount of money. So next is a series that I don't think is impossible to get a reprint of, and I recently managed to find a copy for really cheap, and it sort of to me was like a holy grail of manga collecting, and that is Go-Go Monster by Taiyo Matsumoto. So Go-Go Monster was released way back by Viz Media, and it came in this really beautiful hardcover, but it also came with a nice slipcase as well, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get, but I am very lucky to own this manga. The reason that I think we might get a reprint is that Taiyo Matsumoto seems to be more prevalent now in manga collecting than he perhaps used to be. You know, we've got Ping Pong, which was a more recent release. We've also got number 5, which is coming out very soon. So hopefully Viz Media see that there's a little bit of money in this, and they might be able to make some more money off of us, and probably me as well. I might rebuy another copy if they release Go-Go Monster. I do think I'm going to be recording a review video of this very soon, so I don't want to say too much, but it's a really different manga. It's very out there. It's all about school kids and growing up and coming to terms with the reality of being an adult and losing that kind of innocence of imagination and things like that that come hand in hand with youth. So really fun series, really confusing and pretty weird, but I definitely recommend you pick it up if you can find it, and we might just get a reprint in the future. So next on the list, I'm going to kind of like group 2 series together. So I actually own all of Tenjo Tenge, which is by Oh Great. He's currently drawing the art for the Bakemonogatari manga series, and this was a really fun seinen action series with a lot of, it's probably the most fan service that I own in my collection. There's a lot of fan service in this, but it was just a crazy series and really fun, and I really enjoy it for what it is. It's just kind of mindless entertainment, but the creator of Tenjo Tenge, his most famous series, I suppose, is Air Gear. I would really love a reprint of Air Gear, but I think it's a bit of a pipe dream. I think that Oh Great's style and storytelling is very niche. I don't think Air Gear did particularly well when it was first released, and there's a lot of volumes as well. So I'm pretty sure that Viz has shelved that series, if you like, no pun intended, for quite a while. I don't foresee us getting any Air Gear in the future. I believe they've released a lot of them in single volumes, but then some of them in like omnibus format as well, but I'm reluctant to pick them up because I don't know where the omnibuses fit in, or if I pick up an omnibus, if it has volumes that I already might own and things like that. It all gets very confusing, and of course, because it is such a huge series and it's out of print, that means there's more chance that I'm going to run into volumes that I can't find. I do intend to pick up the Bakemonogatari manga at some point in the future as well, but I just think that I would really like to own his sort of magnum opus, if you like, or what it's considered to be. So if you haven't heard of Air Gear, then I hope this video brings some more attention to it. Maybe, just maybe, it might gain some more traction for a reprint. And last but not least, you knew it was coming. I think we deserve a reprint of Gantz. Now, we have already got a reprint in some way. There's an omnibus that's coming out in these 3-in-1s, and Dark Horse really let us down with those because they literally just slapped together 3 volumes, put some glue on the spine and said, there you go, there's an omnibus. So what I'd really love, and what I'm sure a lot of you would like to see, is for Gantz to get the deluxe edition treatment. I did hear that they might be thinking of doing that, and if they do, then that would be the biggest slap in the face ever for Gantz fans, I think, because they let the singles go out of print. They made these really half-baked omnibus versions that they still let out of print very often now. They're really hard to get hold of. They keep pushing back the dates for Omnibus 5 or 6, whichever one's out as well, but I just think I could definitely see a deluxe version in hardcover of Gantz. It would sell really, really well. I'd probably even buy some of it myself and, you know, double dip on that. It's such a good series, and that is the main reason that I really would love to see a better printing of it. It's a lot of people's favorite manga. It's definitely in a lot of people's top 10s. It's just insane action, really, really fun. I did a whole review video on it, so if you want to go and find out more of my thoughts on Gantz, then I'll leave a link to that now. Yeah, I didn't mean for this kind of video to be sort of a dark horse hating video. I do love them. They put out really, really great series, and all the licenses they pick up are fantastic, but they just have this habit of letting us down, letting things go out of print. I don't know whether it's because they're also in the Western comics business, that manga is more of a sideline project and they don't really care for it as much. But hopefully, you know, these Berserk, Hellsing and Blade of the Immortal deluxe editions seem to be doing really, really well. So, you know, hopefully we might see some other fantastic series getting the deluxe edition treatment in the future. So if there's any series that you know of that you would like to see a reprint of, then please let me know down below in the comments. There's probably quite a few that I haven't heard of for that reason, so I'd be really interested to know your thoughts and any series that you think would be great if they got an English re-release, and how you might like to see that. You know, which publisher would you like to pick it up, or what format would you like to see it in? I think this could be really fun little discussion that we could get involved in. And if you enjoyed this video, you know, please hit like. It does so much for the channel. I really appreciate all your support. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to catch you next time. So, peace.